Get down.
Remember what happened with Moses and our Lord? They sent out a decree to kill all the firstborn.
Kill, but your majesty! Kill! Kill them all!
They know who you are, but they don't know exactly what you are meant to do. This is why physically and spiritually you are being monitored by people and by entities. So let's take it back to the vaccine. Yes, it's meant to depopulate. That's not by accident that we were led not to take it. Your gift is connected to your purpose. And if they're able to affect that, or they're able to just take you out of here, then they stop you, if that makes sense. Your purpose is bigger than you. Your purpose is connected to other people's purpose. We were born differently, if that makes sense. So we were never totally plugged into this system. We were in the world, but we were never of it, even before we were pulled out of it. Our job is to wake you up. Their job is to keep you asleep or put you back to sleep. This is why they try so hard to take individuals off course, because if you don't wake up to who you are, you can't walk into the reason why you were born. Everyone was born with a purpose, and a lot of people are walking around clueless, even though they're calling themselves chosen, not knowing what they're chosen to do because they're actually still asleep. So a lot of so-called chosen ones are still hooked in, plugged into this system. They are of the system. They're not chosen. They think they're chosen by saying they're chosen or spiritual or they're believers and the Lord opened up their eyes. They can't see a thing. They're blind. The same how the Lord has his people, the enemy has his people, and his people look exactly like us, talk exactly like us, move exactly like us. So then you can say the sheep will be deceived and the sheep will follow them in a direction they were never supposed to go. And this is why we always have to walk in obedience, because if we don't, the people that are meant to see us, talk to us, will miss us, because these people are put in position to distract the people that need to see us. They would see them and they're going to follow them, thinking they're following the right people, listening to the right people, going according to the right people's ways, and it's actually false. This is why the Father takes obedience so seriously, because if you walk in disobedience, it will be a domino effect. So you're put here to do a specific thing at a specific time. And if the enemy and whoever the enemy is using can delay you, you have now delayed everyone else. Once you're walking according to the way you're supposed to walk, that's how you'll wake other people up, because the Lord has touched them already. They're just on the wrong path and they need to see you. They need to talk to you. They need to hear something you have to say. And that's how they'll be like, you know what, I want to go this way, because they'll be led to walk this way. But you have to be walking first. This is why you're being fought the way you're being fought. This is why they come at you the way they're coming at you. It's not for nothing. It's because you have been chosen to do something. Isolation is needed for you to understand what the Lord is saying to you. A lot of people say isolation is of the devil. That's a lie. The Lord will call you out of this world because he needs to strip you from everything you've learned in the world in order to rebuild you to who he's called you to be. And when he does that, then you'll be cleaned up and strong enough to go back out in the world and do what he's called you to do. So being isolated is of the Lord when he's working with you, when he's pruning you, when you are learning in that isolation, when he's rebuilding you in that isolation, when he's healing you in that isolation, when he has stripped everyone that is meant to kill you on this walk, physically and spiritually. When he's stripping those people from you, you are in the right place at the right time. You need isolation once your eyes are open, because if not, you will get harmed. Once your eyes are open, that is the most vulnerable and dangerous space to be in. You will know them by their spirit. And then sometimes what people have to realize, sometimes it's not you they're trying to get off course, it's your children. So sometimes your child is the chosen, or the child that you will create. So they're trying to stop you and the person that you're going to create this child with from coming together. The Lord said, I knew you when I formed you in the womb. They trying to play God by stopping the chosen vessel. This system here is set up for you not being able to wake people up. The Lord says, feed my sheep. So feed my sheep with the knowledge that I lead you to, the knowledge that I reveal to you, the knowledge that you learn in the secret place. So this is the thing. Some people are not tapped in, you can say, but you are. So you're still being fought, yes, for yourself, from you becoming who you've been called to become, and then also from opening opening up the eyes of other individuals that the Lord has chosen as well. Before you know who the Lord really called you to be, it's hard to get balance in an imbalanced world, right? So what you have to understand with people, places, and things, it's meant to take you off balance. When you're in an atmosphere that you can shift what has been programmed in that environment, if you didn't know that. So what their goal is to keep you unbalanced, unstable. Their goal is to keep you in this type of destructive energy. Too much of a negative with the chosen person, that person will be in a chaotic energy, and they want to keep you in that, because the thing is, you're going to create more of that, and this is for you to self-destruct.
Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay. No. Say hello to my little friend.
And this is why they try to keep you around people, places, and things that is going to open you up to stay in this type of illusion. They want to control you and use you and feed off of you. And this is why they need to keep you in this type of dysfunction. Peace is really hard to come around you because they have you in a whirlwind of all this chaos and drama. Once you start waking up, they start messing with your life even more than they were messing with your life when you was asleep, you can say. So you can be a ticking time bomb. This is the whole goal. They want to destroy you on your path to awakening to who the Lord has called you to be. So this is the most crucial and intense part of your life when you are chosen, because this is the time that you're not fine-tuned. And because of that, it's easy for you to either get locked in a padded room.
I know the date it happens.
I'm sure it feels very real to you.
On August 29th, 1997, it's gonna feel pretty fucking real to you too. Anybody not wearing 2 million sunblock is gonna have a real bad day, get it? Good, you think you're safe and alive? You're already dead, everybody. Him, you're dead already. This whole place, everything you see is gone. You're the one living in a fucking dream, Solomon! Because I knew it happened! It happened!
Once you're waking up, you still have vices. Once you're waking up, sometimes people are still fornicating and having sex with the wrong people. Once you're waking up, your family members can still poison you because you're still eating from them. Once you're waking up, you're still around people that's giving you wrong advice. This is why the Lord will throw you in isolation even if you're not ready. Because you're being protected from the world, actually, because you're most fragile at that point. They know that they can't just take you out of here, because we all know there's physical laws and there's spiritual laws. The goal is to break you down so you won't have any fight left to get to where the Lord's trying to get you. When you are a chosen one, you've had a lot of close calls. A lot. This is the unseen fighting you through people or just mishaps. If you didn't know, now you know. So if you had a lot of close calls, you're chosen to do something huge. So this is when you start to feel peace in your life. When you start to know how things go, and then you start flowing like water, right? This is the time frame after you come out of all that pruning. That's when you feel peace, because now you have clarity on who you are, if that makes sense. So this is the top of the sunshine for you.
Emotional content. Try again. I said emotional content, not anger. Now try again, with me. That's it. How did it feel to you?
Let me think.
Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Do you understand? Never take your eyes off your opponent, even when you bow. That's it.
This system is meant to make chosen people go crazy. So because our genetic makeup is different, we hear different, we think different, we see different, Everything about you is different. So this is why so many things are coming at you at one time. They want you to self-destruct in the gift that you have, a circuit overload kind of thing. So this is what they want to happen to you. So once you know your gift and you walking in your calling, then you have another hurdle to overcome. Once they start afflicting your life in that type of way, constantly remain balanced, remain grounded. The Lord said, I will keep you in perfect peace if your mind is stayed on me. They're trying to stop you from getting to that peace. They want your environment because they know that you're able to create faster than anyone else. So because they know that and they can't use that for themselves, then they want you to then drown in that type of environment. So if you guys don't know, there is people that look like people that are hybrids, half breeds. So this is a thing. I remember the Lord gave me a dream of this guy that I used to follow, and hair was coming out of his clothes. He was in the woods, and on his back is like hair bust out of his shirt, like he was transforming. So I had got revelation after I had gave that dream regarding a wolf. You start waking up, you're on a radar now to people that's working evil. A lot of people think these movies are just movies. No, unless you've experienced it for yourself, you know this is not just a movie. This is actually real life. And this is why we have to be careful, because we'll be mixed up with the wrong people. So knowing that the people that come into your life haphazardly, they're not just coming into your life when they're working wickedness. So I had a call not too long ago. That same night I had a dream. The Lord showed me it was the symbol of the Freemasons coming out of his cheek, like he was branded. So it wasn't like they were branding him in the dream. It was like it was being revealed to me that he is branded. It's random things like that. Nothing can remain hidden from you. The Lord says, seek and you will find, knock and I will answer. Sometimes you don't get it right then because the Lord is training you, or the person he's allowing to do X, Y, and Z is going to catch judgment. So they seek out to use the chosen vessel, your chosen vessel. And they do that by opening you up to demonic entities and possession, to siphon your energy and harvest your energy in all aspects, right? Also your physical body, to use you sexually in rituals, or sacrifice you and to experiment on you. It goes so deep. They get you twisted up with the wrong people. These relationships are meant to kill, steal, and destroy. You have to remember that. Honeypots are a thing. They're constantly throwing honeypots at individuals. You have to always pray about these type of people coming into your life, wanting to have a relationship with you. Keeping you in depression is a way of feeding off of you and keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant, keeping you from creating, keeping you from moving forward, drain you, damage you through mishaps in hospitals. So their goal is to destroy your vessel. You need the physical body, and this is why they try to destroy you in the body, so then you can't continue on doing what the Lord has called you to do. They want to take your will away from you. They try to take your will to live away from you. And this is why when you are when you're in that depression and you're hearing things, hearing voices and things of that nature, it is not always your thoughts. And especially when it's telling you to harm yourself, this is the enemy sending these spirits at you for you to think it's you, to think that you can't go on and you need to take your life. This is of the devil. People have to understand that. You need deliverance from that. You need to repent, renounce, denounce. There's an open door in the spiritual. You most likely have evil covenants, ungodly soul ties. You're bonded to something or someone. There's something going on that needs to break. And the only way it'll break is through the Lord. Like I said before, when the Lord has his hand on you, they can't just take you out of here. So they got to make you take yourself out of here. So it's a setup here. They setting you up to then do what they can't do. There is such thing as free will. And if you do this, then you will pay the consequences for that, because this is not of the Lord to take your life. The enemy gives with one hand and he takes with the other. And a lot of celebrities look lost and they don't create anymore because he took their gift. They still have the ability to get it back, but they can only get it back through the Lord by repenting, renouncing, denouncing, and breaking the covenant they made with the devil. So they made a covenant with the devil for one thing, and the devil took something else. This is how it goes. Once you start making covenants with the devil, you can't serve two masters. So it's like you tie the Lord's hand and he steps back off of that. He gives us all spiritual blessings before the foundation of the world. So he gave this to you already. So if you made a covenant with the devil for X, Y, and Z, and then he takes something from you, there's no protection there. You're uncovered out here. And this is why they look lost. Romans 10:13, for whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. So it's not the end for some of these celebrities because they're still here. They're still alive. Be careful the words that you speak, especially when you're gifted. That'll manifest in your life as well. This pastor is talking about Biggie and Tupac. This is exactly what happens. And this is what happened with Takeoff with the video. Tupac had a video of him dying. That was his last video, I believe, as well. So just like how they had Takeoff in that video, this is all spiritual implication.
We talked about the yada, the tongue, and how you can speak things into existence and prophesy on yourself. Y'all can't read these words, but I'm going to read them to you. Biggie Small, this is a song he put out right before he died. He said, as I grab the Glock, put it to your headpiece, one in the chamber, the safety's off release, straight to your dome homes, I want to see cabbage. Biggie Smalls the savage, doing your brain cells much damage. I'm ready to die, and nobody can save me. Blank the world, blank my moms and my girl. My life is played out like a Jerry curl. I'm ready to die. Tupac, right before he died, came out with this song. I see death around the corner. The pressure's getting to me. I no longer trust my homies. Them phonies tried to do me. Smoking too much weed got me paranoid, stressed. Pack a gat in my vest under my clothes when I dress. Here's hoping I die the way I live, straight thuggin', hugging my trigger for all them niggas that was bugging. And even if I die young, who cares? All I got was mean mugs and cold stares. I can't give up, although I'm hopeless. I think my mind's gone. All I can do is get my grind on. Death is around the corner. And one thing, I know a lot of, Christians like horror movies, and they like to watch demons and junk on TV and horror movies, but they don't understand there is an element to the horror movies of America that nobody wants to talk about, and that is every time a movie that depicts horror in this nation celebrates it. Every time a movie like that is made, somebody directly starring in it or directly related to a star in it has to die. That's right. Research it. Every time. Sad situation. Beautiful young girl. But they got her to play this part in this movie called Queen of the Damned. She played Akasha, who was supposed to be the head of all vampires. When she was working on this movie, she began to realize that she was just like Akasha. She says, I play Akasha, who is the queen and the first original vampire. She said, that's me. It's a good part. I've been working with my coach. I work with him all the time. And I've been working extra hard to prepare for this and get comfortable with what she's all about so I can do it the right way. Then she says, I'm a night person. So I guess you could say I kind of have the part in me anyway. I'm a bit of a vampire for real. I like the dark. I like the night. So I really don't have to take it to the extreme of sleeping in coffins. And then her plane went down, and they found her in, shrubberies. I think it went down in a swamp. She was covered in brush and snakes and whatever's in a swamp. And she had just shot, prior to that, a video where she was depicting herself in that same situation.
So once they imply a thing spiritually and then do their spiritual, then it's manifesting physical. So if your eyes are not open, you can't stop what they have created, because nothing can happen physically unless it happens spiritually. And this is why they create an outcome around people spiritually, so then it will manifest physically. So some accidents are not just accidents. This was already manipulated spiritually in order for this to play out in your life. So if you're not covering yourself and seeking the Lord and breaking the things that the Lord has revealed to you that these people are doing, then it can manifest in your life. So this is what they do. And this is why the words that they speak is not just for the celebrity's demise, it's also for the individual speaking those same words. Once you speak those same words over your life, once you speak it out, that you then open up a portal in your life for the same outcome to happen to you. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. So always be mindful on the things you speak and the people that you listen to. Some words are spells. Some words are deliberate spells, not just the word itself. This is words that is to manipulate the mind, this subconscious. Once you go to sleep, because you're most vulnerable, you then come susceptible for all spiritual attacks to affect you. So when you wake up and you feel off, that's because whatever they wanted to happen will happen once you speak certain words. Once you listen to certain things. This is a portal that has been opened in your life and you need to close it. How you would cancel it is you would say you do not come into agreement or alignment with the words spoken. You rebuke those words from taking shape in your life. You cover yourself with the precious and sacred blood of the Lord. You suit up with the whole armor of God, and you pray for the Lord to place a hedge of protection around you and destroy all evil that has been projected to you through the words that you spoke or the words that has been spoken over you. When you're getting those evil looks and things of that nature, this is someone from the dark side that know you. They don't like you. You don't even have to see them. They know you. If they're your neighbor, they already know who you are through the wall. So this is why you don't have to see these people. They already saw you. They feel you. And this is why your energy is so potent and powerful. And that's why they try to corrupt your atmosphere so they can feed off of you. And this is why you go through gang stalking and things of that nature, so they can bring about these type of emotions out of you so they can feed off of that. Fear is number one. Fear has to be eliminated once the Lord opens up your eyes. So you got to rebuke the spirit of fear. Fear will come over you like a coat. So fear, lust, and your vices will be the things you fight on top of spiritual warfare. In the beginning, when you eliminate fear, you'll see that things start to shift. So another reason why they can't stand you is because you shift atmospheres. Once they send a frequency out for the environment to be full of chaos, confusion, anger, witchcraft, violence, rape, things of that nature, you can actually shift the environment. So this is when you become a problem. It's not because you just walking, you also speaking. Remember, I just said death and life is in the power of the tongue. So they try to affect you to a point where you can't switch the atmosphere for good. You would dedicate the atmosphere and the environment to the Lord. You would pray for the Lord's will to be done in this environment, in this atmosphere, and then you would break every stronghold that has been corrupting the people after covering yourself and things of that nature. And then you start breaking these things off. Some of these environments are toxic and evil because it has already been set up this way because of the people in it and what they do. And you being there, you speaking this and you going about things in that way and you taking authority over it, you are a huge problem. People cannot be controlled when you are around because you break the mind control off of the people by you doing what the Lord has called you to do. And that's taking over the atmosphere, and that is shifting it back to his will, his way, by speaking the things the Holy Spirit has given you to speak. You are needed to balance out the world. Without chosen people, the world will be unbalanced, and they know that. Because you shift atmosphere and environments and spaces, these people in that space that's working evil don't like you automatically. But then bigger than them, the higher ups, when they want certain things to happen in environments with certain people, with you being there, you're not where you are by accident. They're mad, and this is why they're constantly trying to corrupt your gift as well, because they're mad that we can see beyond the veil. We don't need our physical eyes to see what's going on in the spirit. The Lord will reveal to us with our eyes closed what's going on, and they hate that. They hate that you're gifted in that way because you see them for who they are. A lot of theft goes on in the spirit as well. Cover your mind always. Ideas and things of that nature. And this is why they'll plant people in your life, because they want to steal that from you. They can't create anything. They only can steal from you. The reason why we have ideas and can create is because we connected to the Lord. So because we connected to our Father, he gave us all of this, and they go into the spirit and try to steal it from us before we can manifest it in our own life. So the Lord will give you signs to stay quiet or not to trust X, Y, and Z. Don't do it, because these people are planted to steal ideas from you. So how you defeat gang stalking is to rise up above the level that you're on.
You're in over your head, Bobby. Maybe you should go back to school.
You never should have left.
So these low-level parasites that's placed in your workplace, your neighborhood, your family, you have to rise up off that frequency. So when all this stalking and harassing is happening, you on the same frequency as them. You have to come up higher than them, if that makes sense. You have to come up higher in order to get ahead of what's happening, because then you'll still stay in that frequency of fear, and they'll constantly be feeding off of that. So once you rise up above that, that's when you'll get ahead of gang stalking, when you're no longer on their same low level frequency. So they won't be able to feed off of you anymore. You have to evolve spiritually in order to rise above the tactics, because what they're doing is low level carnal tactics. So your spirit has to rise up above it. And how you do it, this is how I did it, was prayer and fasting. That's how I was able to rise above the tactics of the devil and everyone the devil was using, witches, warlocks, evildoers, gang stalkers, things of that nature. And remember, you can't help everybody. You can't help everybody. Always be led on the information you give to people, because not everyone is meant for this type of information, because they will think that you're crazy. So sometimes the things that you know is not meant for others to know. Some people are still plugged in, and to disconnect from this system is scary. Some people don't want to.
Wait! Hey! You better find yourself someplace to hide and keep praying nobody ever finds you.
Try these on.
Look, you crazy mother.
Put these on.
Hey! Stay away from me!
I'm telling you, you dumb son of a... I'm trying to save you and your family's life.
You couldn't even save your own!
Look! Look at them, they're everywhere!
Maybe they can see Alley 5th and Spring.
Now hold on. You ain't the first son of a bitch to wake up out of their dream. What's that?
And remember, if you can see them, they also can see you.
Thank you, sir. Here you are, sir. Thank you.
Open up his spiritual eyes so he can see there's more that are with us than those that are with them. So even though you don't see the protection that you have it. There's a 24-hour battle going on at all times, physically and spiritually. So when a lot of negative mishaps are happening in the physical, there's a battle going on in the spirit. So it all depends on your victories and your losses, if you're winning or losing these battles. Always take heed on what's going on in the physical, because that's a reflection on what's going on in the spirit. Because nothing can't happen here unless it happened in the spirit, your eyes should always be on the spirit to make sure your physical outcome is favorable for you. So that's part of the war. This is part of the warfare, us being fought so we can't speak to you. Matthew 16:25, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it.
What a pleasant surprise. This morning's full of surprises, Leonidas.
We've been tricked. There'll be more than a few hundred.
You're welcome to join us. But you bring only this handful of soldiers against Xerxes? You see, I was wrong to expect Sparta's commitment to at least match our own. Doesn't it? You, there. What is your profession?
I'm a potter, sir.
And you, Arcadian, what is your profession?
Sculptor, sir.
Sculptor. And you?
Blacksmith.
Spartans! What is your profession? You see, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.